Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your boy Adrian, and this is Always Talk Money. I like to talk money as it relates to everyday life, and today we're going to talk about some good things about recession. And I know there's some videos that I've done that show the negative sides of recessions, and I'm sure other content creators, other YouTubers have done that as well. But today I wanted to bring some levity to the conversation because it's not all doom and gloom, right? So I'm going to share 8 good things about recessions, and the last one is actually going to blow your mind. So stick around till the end of the video and watch all the way through. Please and thank you. With that being said, please leave a like on the video for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you're new. Welcome. And let's get into the video. Now, the first good thing about recessions is it corrects market imbalances. What does that mean? Well, in 2020, because of the virus, we printed all that money, more money than we've ever printed in our history. And that triggered inflation up the wazoo. And we're still dealing with it to this day. So that market needs to be corrected. That imbalance needs to be corrected. We cannot have double-digit inflation. It's just not sustainable, and we need to bring that down. That's why the Fed has been raising the interest rates to lower borrowing and so on and so forth, so we can get back our inflation rate down to 2%, which is always the target. And a good example of this is between 1979 and 1982, we had double-digit inflation, like 11%. And the Fed raised the interest rates, and by October 1982, we went from 11% inflation down to just 5%. So it is very necessary that a recession corrects these market imbalances. We don't want the goods and services that we use on a daily basis to continue to be so gosh darn expensive. So we do need this recession for that. And that also led to the US economy growing for the next 8 years. Now, the second good thing about recessions is it helps to rebalance market miscalculations. That's basically a term for bursting a bubble. In the recession of '08, we had a housing bubble because a lot of people were buying houses, bad loans, bad mortgages that they couldn't pay off. And we needed that to stop because obviously it was not sustainable. Unfortunately, a lot of people lost homes, a lot of people lost wealth. But since '08 to current day, we were on a great run of growth in the US economy. Stocks were up, bonds were up, everything was just up. Even crypto, which I personally don't even trust, crypto had a good run in the last decade, and that was off of the back of the '08 recession. So a recession can be good for things like that. Rebalances the market, so all the bubbles that are out there, they burst, and then we can reset and start from ground zero and experience new growth. So that's the second good thing about a recession. Now, the third good thing about recession is that we know the Fed has been raising rates steadily for the past year. But what does that mean on the flip side? On the flip side, it means that if you have savings accounts and things of that nature in the bank, your interest rate and your savings rate for those accounts will go up. We all know historically, if you save your money in a brick and mortar bank, it basically is like not making any money. They give you a 0.5%, 1%, 0.00025%, who knows? Basically, you don't make any money. That money is just there in terms of emergency, because if you really want to get a real return on your money, you invest it in real estate or you invest it in the market. But when a recession happens and the Fed has to raise rates, especially right now, to cool inflation, if you do have savings accounts in the bank, you should be getting a little bit more percentage point boost on your savings accounts. And if you're one of those people who don't have to rely on your savings because layoffs are crazy right now, inflation is high right now, and you're making ends meet just fine without touching the money in your bank account, you should be able to get some more percentage points on those savings rates. Now we're halfway through. This is the fourth thing that is good about recessions. If you're liking the video so far, just leave a like on the video, please and thank you. But a recession, the fourth point is a recession is a good time to purchase undervalued assets. And that basically means if unfortunately a home is going into foreclosure, you might be able to pick it up on the cheap if you're locked and loaded with your down payment, or if you have a full cash offer. That's a great time to buy and purchase property for cheap. I know, one of the biggest moguls in real estate, Dave Ramsey, who I watch a lot, and I look up to him a lot, for financial advice and the things that he says. I believe in a lot of his things and the baby steps and so on and so forth. Not 100%, but I do agree with a lot of what he says. According to him, he really came up in the '08 recession when the housing market burst, because he was able to buy a lot of property for pennies on the dollar. And now fast forward to today, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars because of a lot of those properties gaining back their value, but he bought them for cheap. And even right now, if you don't have house money, if you have money just for stocks and bonds and so on and so forth to play in the market, when the stocks and the bonds and the market is down in general, that basically means everything is on sale in the market. If you go on to Disney or Walmart or Coca-Cola and they're down 20% year over year, that's a 20% discount, because these big companies, Disney, Walmart, Coca-Cola, they're not going anywhere. These are legacy companies, and even though they're down right now, it's a great time to get in there, get some cheap Coca-Cola, Walmart, Disney stock, and then watch that grow in the next 5 to 10 years, and get a real serious profit. A recession is a great time to purchase undervalued assets for sure, and that's something I'm doing as well. The fifth good thing that's good about a recession is kind of piggybacking off of the fourth thing, where you can buy undervalued assets. But if you're already in the market, if you already own stocks and bonds and you continue to purchase, you don't change anything that you've been doing for the past however many years, you are lowering the average that you have been paying for these assets. What does that mean? Let's say 5 years ago, you paid $100 for one stock of Coca-Cola, and now today that same stock is $50. Over the course of however long this recession lasts, if you started buying a bunch of $100 stocks in the beginning and now they're all $50, that's lowering the average that you have paid for all of those stocks. So it will go down from $100 average per stock purchase to $75 average per stock purchase. And then you're going to make money on the back end when those stocks go back up. So you're getting a discount, and then you're still making a profit. So that's a really, really good thing. That's a little bit on the nerdier side of the benefits. A lot of people don't even care about that, but I do. But that is the fifth thing that you can benefit from in a recession. The sixth thing that can happen in a recession is not necessarily financial, but it can be financial. And that's a mindset change. You see, when things happen to us, we tend to contemplate life, try to think differently, especially a negative event. A lot of deep thought and deep thinking went on when a lot of people were in quarantine. And now we're dealing with the recession, we're dealing with inflation, we're dealing with, work from home, not work from home, layoffs, all these other types of things. And it gives people the time to step back and contemplate what their mindset is like, what their life is like, what's really important. I know it has done that for me. I necessarily didn't start down this path because of the recession. This has been a path that I've been doing for the last 5 years, actually. It kind of reaffirmed the path that I wanted to be on. And a lot of people are going through that right now. I know you might be going through that right now. That's why you're even here watching this video, because you're thinking to yourself, I've been doing this, I've been doing the things that they say we need to do to get ahead in life, and still I'm failing, and still I feel like I'm on a wheel just spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and not getting anywhere. And people don't want to do that. People don't like that. People want to know that when they wake up in the morning and they go to work and they come back home, they're progressing to something greater. And a lot of people want to change that mindset and think what we're doing right now isn't really working. That's why we even ended up in this situation in the first place. So yes, a recession can give you some reprieve and time to give you some mindset changes, right? So that's the sixth thing that is good about recession. Two more things, and the number 8 thing is very, very good. But number 7, before we get into number 8, number 7, a recession is good for growth in undervalued market. I know we've all been seeing like the EV or the electric vehicles, a lot of ads have been coming out for EVs, especially during the last recent Super Bowl. There was a lot of ads pushing electric vehicles. And I think this is an area that people are looking into. Again, with the mindset growth and the mindset change, people are trying to think about the environment more. And now the EV is an undervalued sector that needs some growth in it. And what they're going to do is we're going to start to focus, especially because of the war with Russia and Ukraine, and our energy and gas prices just went way, way up. People are starting to think, maybe we should pay attention. Maybe we should invest more in the EV space. And that's what happens during a recession. We tend to reevaluate things as an economy and put more money into sectors of the economy that needs to be more developed. So in the next 5 to 10 years, I expect to see a big and a much bigger push, especially in the development of the infrastructure for electric vehicles. Now, I know y'all have been waiting patiently. The number 8 thing that's good about recessions, there's a study that has been conducted, and don't hold it against me, but I've done the research and all I could find was that there seems to be some link between recessions and the lowering of the death rate. And during the study, they were like, okay, that kind of makes sense because maybe a lot of people are being laid off and there were less car accidents because people weren't going to work as much. But factually, they looked deeper into the numbers, and the areas where unemployment was the highest during the recession, they actually had less deaths. And what that came to look as is, as I said, maybe it was because people were driving less cars, so less car accidents. But also, a psychologist also looked into it and were saying a lot of people were probably a lot less stressed because the grind of the 9 to 5 is very stressful. You're going to work every single day, dealing with people that you probably don't necessarily like, doing work that you probably don't even find fulfilling. And then when you get laid off of that, sometimes it's a bit of a cathartic feeling. It's like a huge weight lifted off of your shoulder. And so your stress levels go down, which promotes, mental and physical health. So I found that very interesting. So shout out to less deaths because of recessions, okay? I'm not saying I advocate for more recessions, but I advocate for people living longer lives, less stressful. And I found this information on a website called Hidden Brain. I'll try to find a link and I'll put it in the description below. But that's the end of the video, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching. Hopefully I put some smiles on your faces with regards to recessions. New videos every Monday and Thursday. Leave a like, please and thank you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the video topic. But until then, I will see you later. Peace.